first pitch. We have two mentors today, Prakash Ji, founder 18 Startup. He's been gracious to be here with us, build3 as well. And we have a new mentor with us today who is Manish Bhagwan. So a little bit about Manish. He started off from IIT Kharagpur, and his first startup is Walkway Styleways, which is a shoe company which made shoes for people with non-standard feet to reduce waste in this world. That was 7 years of his life that he dedicated to that mission. From there, he went on to work with Mosaic Wellness, where he led procurement. He built out product ranges like Man Matters and The Body Guys. There are now his current field of work is research, and he's building something called Active Human, which is reversing chronic illnesses. So a very unique mix of experiences, very much aligned to the startups presenting today. So we're really happy to have you here, Manish. The flow of Zebra time, like always, there will be 3 to 5 minutes of reading the PR press release, silent reading of the press release. You'll find that on Circle. Post that we have 20 minutes of the pitch by the founder, and post the 20 minutes of the pitch. During the pitch itself, you can put questions as comments in the post on Circle. You'll find it under important links. Post his name as classwords. You can post your questions there during the pitch, and we'll pick them up one by one after the pitch is done. So that's the 1 hour breakup. Alright guys, so Neva, the stage is all yours. Go ahead.
Hi everyone, good morning. Sorry for making the PR FAQ a bit too long, but I wanted to answer as many questions as possible before we can get started here. And yeah, it's a full house, so thank you for everyone. It's raining outside, it's wet, but you guys still made the time. So very grateful to everyone for showing up and coming to listen to our pitch. Before we get started, there are two small stories I want to start with, very different. They're not connected with each other until I found the connection much later. The first one being that around 5 years back, I was walking back home, and I'm a very heavy slipper user, right? I love slippers. Most of us do, because even the temperature over here, and I was in Kolkata, right? So very hot. So we love slippers. I am a very heavy slipper user. So I was coming back home, and I realized that I have to go and buy my next pair of slippers again. And every 6 months I was having to do that. So by the third slipper that I was thinking of buying in 1 year, that was the end of the year, I thought, why don't I take my slipper? What if I could take my slipper to the nearby mochi or the cobbler? And because I was throwing my slipper away mainly due to the sole had eroded. The rest of the slipper was fine, but now it had become a dangerous slipper to wear. Because if the sole fades away, you slip left, right and center. So what if I take it to a mochi and he can put on a new sole? So I took it, and it didn't work out. Because again, he said that the pasting will come off, water will get in, and this and that. So I came back. I was like, "Aisa kuch to hoga. Let's see." And I was kind of taken aback when I saw that nothing like that was there in the market, right? Where you can change the soles. So anyway, that I forgot about it. Around another 1 year later, I went for this trek to this beautiful place in Himachal Pradesh called Bada Bhangal. Right now, although this was a less taken trek, it's one of the toughest treks. So it's not, that path is not walked too much. But what I noticed was there was a lot of waste over there, even in that road, and a significant portion of that was footwear and EVA footwear. So I came back home, and I don't know, in a moment of clarity, maybe 1 month or 2 months down the line, I realized that these are not actually two problems. Like the first problem I faced and the second problem, yeah, there are two problems. The bottom soles eroding too quickly, and the non-biodegradable EVA waste that these slippers are creating all over the world, especially due to fast fashion nowadays. I'll come back to fast fashion a little bit later. We realize that we can solve this with one solution. All of the problems are different. We can solve this with one solution. That is, if we make footwear with interchangeable soles. So now if your sole has faded away, you don't need to go to, because there are two problems here, right? One problem is, because of 20% of your slipper which has gone out of use, you are having to pay 100% of the money to get yourself a new pair of slippers. Whereas 80% of your slipper is totally fine. That is the personal problem. Now when you look at the biodegradable, non-biodegradable EVA waste problem, because of 20% of what is actually supposed to be waste, we have 100% of waste, because you can't just throw the soles separately, right? If you throw the soles, the slippers go along with it. That is where we found this solution, and we were very excited. We were like, oh yeah, we got the solution, we're going to build this. And then we went out and spoke to around 100, 150 people, and most of them confirmed, like, around 7 to 8 people out of 10 confirmed that, yeah, one of the main reasons that they are throwing their old slippers away is due to worn out soles. But a lot of people also came up with the point that I don't really want to wear the same slipper over and over. I want to change my style, I want the design to be different. And that is where we realized most footwear wait for around 6 to 12 months, and then we buy a new pair for a design change. And now, because of fast fashion, what is happening is we want to express ourselves through our clothes, through our footwear, and most people, what's happening with fast fashion is, because you have to wait 6 to 12 months, people are buying multiple pairs just because they want a change in design and their style on a monthly, daily basis, right? They want their footwear to complement what they are wearing. This is where, again, we realize that this one idea of having interchangeable soles can go into different tangents. And that is where we came up with this third iteration. That's the third iteration over there. The third iteration is where if you see properly, the bottom part of the slipper has two different colors. This is when we were not thinking about the design and color aspect. But over here, what we have done is, in the fourth iteration, think of it as a bathtub model. Like, the sole is like a bathtub. It's raised at the sides and hollow in the middle, and the top body till here is going into the sole. Directly what happens if we do that is, most of the color of that slipper turns into the color of the design of the sole. So now, not only will your bottom soles not erode too quickly, that's one. The second thing, not only will you be not creating needless non-biodegradable waste, but at the same time you can change your design and color of your slipper not on a monthly or a yearly basis. You can change it on a daily basis depending on how you're feeling that day. What color clothing are you wearing, right? Not too modular for different use cases. I will come to that with an example. So yeah, the underlying magic, I have already spoken to this. Multiple color and designs. You can change the color and design of your. I will just take 1 minute and show you the 3D version of this. So like I was saying, this is the bathtub model. The entirety of the top part fits into the bottom part. This is the 3D model that we have created. This is our fourth iteration. We are working on our fifth iteration now. I will show a small video of that as well later. And yeah, and then there's multiple functionality. One, I can explain this with an example. Let's say Preeti, right? She is wearing a normal slipper, but within 10 seconds, what can happen to a slipper is it can change into a platform heel. And all you have to do is take out your normal soles, take your platform heel soles, and just attach it. So now you're not having to buy a different pair of slipper, normal slipper, and a different pair of platform heel. Your same footwear can turn into both. Right? So that is where multiple functionality comes in, and lifespan. Because 7 to 8 out of 10 people are throwing their slippers away due to the soles fading away, what we can safely say is there is a good potential that our product will have double the lifespan of other normal footwear. This is the market opportunity right now. Over there, we'll go to the niche opportunity. Over here, the market is $24 billion. out of which the non-leather footwear market is around $7.58 billion. Out of that $7.58 billion, what we are seeing is the EVA market, because we are going into the EVA market. The EVA market itself is 35% of the non-leather footwear market, which brings us to the number 2.6 billion. And now, because our target audience, I'll speak a little bit more about the target audience later. Our target audience is around 3.15 million people. That is what we have calculated in India. It's a very niche number. That is what we want to hit and then generalize. That's why we have taken a very small niche. Our attainable market comes to a $130 million market, and the obtainable market, if we capture 5% of that niche market, if we can capture 5%, our obtainable market stands at $6.5 million. Our business model is pretty simple. It's a D2C e-commerce company. We will have our own Shopify store, and then around 6th or 8th quarter onwards, we will onboard all our products onto Amazon. That is how we want to reach the masses. The revenue streams, as of now, they are the modular ranges that we are creating, the Snaps and Ascent. I will be speaking a little bit more about Ascent later, but I've already given you the example of the platform wheel, that's the Ascent. The Snaps is the original model that we are working on. The replacement soles, not just the design soles, but also the functionality soles. I will speak, I'll give you guys one more example of a functionality sole we are currently working on. And accessories, the travel kit and changing gloves. A lot of people told me, like Pratik was telling me yesterday, yeah, this is great, but I don't want to touch my footwear every time and change the soles, it's dirty. That's why we are solving it with the changing gloves that we will be giving in the travel kit when we are sending it. And our early adopters that we are looking to go and target are the Gen Z, and particularly women, because we have the Ascent model. And this is an umbrella term, it's a bit intangible, but the ecologically conscious. The other two are very straightforward. The third one is a bit, we have to do a little bit more of market research to understand how people are thinking, to get into that. This is a go-to-market strategy. This is a very rough idea of where we want to go. This is in 2024, this year, we build our minimum viable product. 25 to 26, we go and achieve product market fit. 26 to 27, once we have achieved product market fit, we want to strengthen our own position in India first. And when that is strengthened, 27 to 28, we will move to our next market. We'll start traveling a bit. We want to go to the Middle East because of their temperature. We can go to the European countries or America, but because of their weather and climate there, slippers or flip-flops, they are not the best-selling items over there. It's cold, right? But in the Middle East, slippers and sliders, flip-flops, they are very big. So, diving a bit deeper into our target audience, we will be targeting the Gen Z. How will we do that? With, if you have noticed, Gen Z, we had a branding masterclass a few days back, and Gen Z have a very different sense of aesthetics and style that they express themselves with, right? They're very different from, let's say, millennials. So we will be curating all our designs according to how they like to express themselves. They like it loud, they like it weird sometimes, in a good way. Their aesthetic sense is very weird, in a good way, as I said. But keeping Gen Z in mind, we want to have a high focus on women because of our Ascent model. We feel, although market will either kiss or slap us eventually, but right now we feel like the Ascent thing, if we can market it well and if we can give it the right trajectory, it will really hit off. Diving a bit deeper, Tier 1 Indian cities, the 8 cities in India which are Tier 1, that is where we want to target our audience. For individuals, like this is a rough scale again, for earning above 30,000. That is how we got to the number 3.5 million in the niche opportunity slide, 30,000 and above. And then once we have done this, this is our go-to-market strategy. How are we going into the market? How are we establishing ourselves? Once we have done that, we will slowly diversify according to the innovation of our soul. Like I keep saying sometimes, we are not really building a slipper company here or a footwear company. We are actually building a soles company. Because all our innovations come through the soles that we are building. So one example over here is the stability soles for pro athletes. I'll quickly explain. Pro athletes use something called stability mats for their weight workouts, right? Because micro injuries can really put their entire career at risk. So they use something called stability soles. This is where we can say, because they have to pick the stability source, put it here, put it there, take it back home, bring it, this and that. We are offering soles which you can latch onto any footwear, and the moment you do that, wherever you're standing, that's your stability mat, right? So basically bringing a stability mat into your sole, right? So this is one of the innovations that we are working on right now. And like I said, one idea of detachable soles opens up so many different tangents that how creative can you get, how beyond can you think? Like we can keep innovating like this. The customers, so this entire slide is about who are our customers, how are we reaching them, and how are we keeping them, right? So these are our customers. How are we reaching them? We are reaching them through our YouTube channel marketing. You notice here I've written channel separately. It's because it's not just marketing. We want to reach our potential customers through storytelling as well. And that is why we will be spending a chunk of our marketing behind making videos and not just marketing ads, right? So that is why I've added channel here. And other than that, the rest of it is just Instagram marketing, influencer marketing, and experiential pop-up stores in these 8 tier 1 cities, right? And post-purchase engagement, I realized that last time I spoke about community, but it's very intangible. So I have to make it tangible before I can speak about that. So I'm not going to speak about community today. But I am going to speak about how we keep our customers, and that is because you have this slipper and the soles can change and you can put on new designs. What we assume as of now is when someone buys a pair of our slippers, they will come back for new designs, or like, you know, when the soles are faded away, they'll come back to us for a new pair of soles, so that they don't have to go and spend another, you know, 1,000, 2,000 rupees on a new slipper. So that is how we are going to keep them, introduce new designs and functionality soles over time. We keep doing that, new models and limited edition soles. So limited edition soles is also something we want to get into, and that is, they call it drop-in. So basically, 100 pairs of this and that's it, or 10 pairs of this and that is, so limited edition soles. This is the competitive analysis. Our competition is directly, because we are playing in the premium market, our competition is directly Birkenstock, Crocs, Happenstance and Sweet Coke. Sweet Coke is even more premium, but other than that, we are all in the same range, more or less. So if you look at the adaptability and customization part, Crocs comes close because they have that strap, but other than that, when it comes to customization, we are way ahead of our competitors. But when it comes to longevity, we are still not beyond Crocs. It's because they use this material called cross-slide that they have formulated and they have patented. But why do I say that, although this is the current stage, we can get here, is because with the help of Professor Kulkarni, who is the head of mechanical engineering in BITS Pilani, we can work out our own formulation as well of EVA. And once we do that, because we are already, our soles can change and make our longevity longer, we can overcome Crocs as well in terms of longevity, right? And this is the simple unit economics that we have. We still have few things that we are calculating, but we are on the right track there. We are doing it. But other than that, the revenue per unit is, we are going to be selling each pair at 3K, which is, let's say, Crocs level pricing. The COGS is around 449. The fulfillment cost will come up to 900 once we start using Amazon. While we are not using Amazon for the first few quarters, it's still going to be a little lesser than that. Marketing the unit is going to cost us another, we have kept 20% budget for that, around 600 per unit. And the gross profit till now that we have calculated is, we are getting 1,050, under which we will be adding these things. And by the way, the COGS can come down lower, it depends on the MOQ. So if we save money in all these spaces, we can push up our net profit eventually. This is our 6 months usage of funds, how we'll be using them. The payroll is taking 33.6% of how we will be using this money. Branding, marketing, e-commerce 28%, product development and R&D 16.8%. Consultancy is going to take us another 8.4%. Unforeseen cost is something we have calculated because we know, because we are in that stage of growth where every second day is a new day, right? Not everything is planned. So that is why we have kept unforeseen costs over here. And manufacturing, unit scouting and travel. So basically we'll have to go across India and we have to figure out कि आगरा में better quality मिल रहा है कि कोलकाता में. So just the scouting of the best manufacturing, because we are talking about a premium brand, right? And if you are talking about a premium brand, you need to make sure that the products which are coming comes with a premium finish. So that is going to take us some funds. This is the product roadmap. If you see, I have already given you a brief outlook of where we want to go, and that is the Middle East expansion. But this is a short-term product roadmap. We in June we started the process of bringing our entire team to India. Before that, our chief product designer was in Argentina. It was not working out because of the time differences and everything. So now we have a team which is working totally from India. We are currently on our 5th iteration that I will show you at the end. By November, we will be able to soft launch snaps and start working on the designs of the Ascent model. By February 2025, we can soft launch that Ascent. And by March 2025, we can start manufacturing our first batch of snaps. So these are 3D printed soft launches, where we are 3D printing, let's say 100 units each, and we are putting it out in the market to see what's the feedback. Once we have the feedback, we make the iterations, and then we get into manufacturing, because even before you get into manufacturing, there are a lot of costs. Like you have to spend behind lasts and molds and a lot of things. So these are high costs. So we can't create molds for this stage. So this is the first manufacturing stage in March that we will get to. And the accomplishments till now, in May our idea got selected into build3, and I'm here with you guys in this wonderful place. In June, which is last month, we raised a small round of angel funding, not family and friends, from a total stranger. We did it in Kolkata. And in July, which we just got the news day before, it got confirmed yesterday that we have been incubated successfully at build3. This is our core team. Shubham is the design wizard. He has joined us lately, and he has a ton of experience that he comes from as well. But he's doing great work. He is the one who built our 5th iteration. We have Paulo Sen. He is working as a consultant CFO, and he will be taking care of everything HR. He is a consultant CFO is because Anuj is actually going to step into the CFO role, but Anuj said that I want to learn more before I can step into that important role. I know how much responsibility that role brings. So I want to learn from Paulota, and then I want to take on this role. So he's a consultant CFO, an amazing person. We spoke like 3-4 times, and we really hit it off. And we have Anuj, who is till now the financial analyst, and he is my co-founders. I'm very sorry he couldn't be here today because he has some family emergencies. So. And then we have Vishal. Now this is a guy I met in Beer in Himachal Pradesh, and nearly 5 years back, and we instantly became very good friends, and I really understood that this guy understands. He was working in VFX for Hollywood films back then, but he kept telling me that I have this idea of going into UI UX and into brand strategy. That is what really my heart lies in. And if you guys want to check him out, there's autopilot.black. You can check out his work there. He's an amazing person and amazing deep work. Our mentors here are Shilajit Ghosh. He's the founder of Team Future in Bengal. He runs a lot of medical facilities and educational institutions. Anyone from Kolkata will know that there is a thing called Future Institute of Engineering and Management. So he's the founder of that. Professor D.M. Kulkarni, he is the senior professor at BITS for engineering, mechanical engineering. He'll be helping us with everything material, and the mechanical engineering we'll be needing to get the fit right, to make sure that it stays together, right? He will be helping us with that. We are BITS Incubator Startup, I have already mentioned that. So the mentors that come with BITS Incubation, we'll be getting some help from there. Of course, build3 is always there with strategy and with connections. Actually, I would like to use this moment to say that it was actually build3 through Varun. I got connected through BITS, because when he was giving his speech, he took me along, he made the connection, and that is how this happened, BITS happened. And last but not the least, we have Shyamal. He is a sports psychologist. He works with the top pro-level sports, and by top I mean like in India, like Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar. So when we have our product ready, he is a guy who can help us take this product into the market, put it onto the right feet, do the marketing in the right way. He has good connections. He can help us with fundraising. So he doesn't come with one role. He has few things in his bag, in his kitty, and he will be helping us with all the things he can help us with. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, Aniva. We have a couple of questions for him already in the circle comments. If you've not been able to find it yet, it's in the post class bars. You can drop your questions under comments there.
By the way, guys, this is Pratik's idea. He shared it with me yesterday.
Amazing. That's your tagline?
Oh, fifth iteration. Sorry. This is how we are making the fifth iteration work so that so with the first one, what we realized was the fit, it is coming on, but it is like 75% strong. Vinny was the first one who pointed that out to me, Vinny and Rohit. And then what we went is, we went back with the feedback and we worked it out. With the fourth iteration, like you can see, we have stronger grooves over here. If you see these places, these are basically, the whole place is basically anyway, where the blue line that you can see is the entire groove and the bottom body fits in very well. So from a 75% of fit, we have brought it to, let's say, 90-95. And with the fifth iteration, what we are doing is we are even cementing the fit more deeply. So this is how it gets connected. And at the back, the clasp we are seeing, we are still working on that because the feet will be there, right? So we have to make sure that the feet is comfortable, the heel is comfortable while the clasp is. And we can do that. We already have few ideas. By the 6th or 7th iteration, we will solve for that as well. And now this iteration is doing two things mainly. One is it's making sure, although the groove is there and it's keeping it tight, it's making sure that horizontally it stays attached, right? That's one. This clasp at the back and this lip in the front. But at the same time, what it is doing is a very psychological thing. It's giving our customers a visual feedback. ये अटका हुआ है, it will not come out. So this is a visual feedback that we want to give our customers. Right from the top, you're safe. Okay.
First question for you, Agniva. In terms of product testing, how many months have the slippers been used or tested with customers? Question from Abhimanyu Kardesh.
Product testing. Product testing, Abhimanyu, we haven't gotten to it yet. Because before going to product testing, like I said, I mentioned that we will be getting into that in the next 6 months. But before that, we need to make sure that the fit is correct. So the fit is coming, it's on the right way. Let's say another 5 to 6 iterations, we will get to a part where we can start 3D printing the slippers. Because it's a new thing that we are doing, we have no reference. Right? And because there is no reference, this is taking us a little more time than we expected. So, but eventually we will get there. In the next 6 months, we will have that sorted. And once that is sorted, we will put out our 3D printed slippers into the market. Yeah.
Since you said there's no reference, I think we spoke once before. Just for design inspiration in the US, I think there is not something similar, but something where the top kind of fits in with the base. Maybe you can look at that for some design inspiration.
Yeah. So basically, what she's talking, and she's very right. What she's talking about is the same. It's not like this design is being made for the first time, right? But this design with slippers, flip-flops, and sliders is being made for the first time. And because that is being made for the first time, with shoes, it's comparatively easy because the shoes on the top as well, they're covered. Whereas the flip-flops and sliders, they are not covered at the toe part. So that design works very well for something that is covered all over. Whereas the slipper is not covered all over. So that is why it's taking up, but yeah, I hear you, and that is actually why we bought our 4th iteration as well, where we are fitting it throughout the circumference and not just at few parts like in the 3rd iteration.
Next question from Prakash Ji. What percentage of the footwear is the sole of claspers? When I discard the sole, what percentage of the shoe will I be discarding?
Around 20, sir. Because
20% is the sole which you are going to.
yes, because like I mentioned, that is why we went for the bathtub model. We are calling it the bathtub model is because although from outside, visually, it looks like it's like the entirety of the bottom part of the slipper, but because it's the bathtub model, actually what the slipper's sole is doing is just covering the sides from the top, but everything in the inside is actually the top body. So the top body stays with you. And the top body, we are also going to make sure it's using the top grade EVA so that it doesn't get spoiled very easily.
Question from Mangesh. Is your footwear biodegradable and more durable than the current footwear available?
So I wrote it in FAQ. But anyway, yeah. So I knew that this question is going to come. And it's actually a very legit question that even we have thought about. And we eventually, when we look at ourselves down the line, let's say 5 years, we want to move into a biodegradable alternative of EVA. But as of now, the tech is there, the formulation is there, but it is not open source. And when we reached out to these companies, they didn't get back to us. I think there's 1 or 2 companies who have bought something out like that. But yes, eventually that is where we want to get to, biodegradable. But right now, we are not saying that we are using 100% biodegradable material. What we are saying is we are reducing needless non-biodegradable waste. And that by that I mean, even if we can just use like, it's just a common example, like you have a slipper, if you're throwing it away, you're throwing away 100% because of that sole, but now if you're throwing away just 20%, that 80% is actually saved EVA material, right? So the needless part of that non-biodegradable waste is not being thrown away. So as of now, we are reducing the amount of non-biodegradable waste, but eventually we want to move towards, using totally biodegradable products.
You should not go for biodegradable at all.
We should not?
Because biodegradable is something degrade and mix in the environment. You should always go for recyclable material.
Recyclable,
pick it up, melt it and reuse it.
TPU is recyclable. So eventually,
another scam we are tolerating today because everything what degrades mix up in the environment and water. So we have to think of circular economy where we can recycle the material.
So recycling, so we have thought about it, but the logistics is going to be pretty intense. So what we are doing is we are giving ourselves some time. Because right now most of our time is going behind design and making sure the fit works and the aesthetics of it. Also the aesthetics that you see over here from on top is totally going to change. Right now whatever I have pitched to you is just the fit that we are working on. The aesthetics is going to become way better than what it is right now. So because we are working.
I don't have a question. You are positioning this for 3,600 rupees, right?
It's going to be 3K. Yeah, 3K per pair.
No, you showed 3,000. You did not include a GST, but you have to pay GST also.
So the taxes and everything, it will, like I said, there are few things in the unit economics that we haven't counted right now. So yes.
So we'll take 3,600.
Yes.
The slipper market in India, which position at 3,600, how much that is?
The TAM for premium slippers, that I have no clue. I can get back to you, let's say by tomorrow, and get you.
So that's the problem even I faced when I was building Walker Server for 6 years. On Amazon and Flipkart, any white label or any, I was doing custom made shoes, anything above 2,000 doesn't sell.
So one thing, like if I show you here, so the target audience.
These are the feedbacks.
Of course.
The questions. So just work around it because 3,600 का चीज इंडिया में बहुत मुश्किल से बिकती है. If you are a white label or new label, doesn't be good. Another things, the major problem in the fashion industry is the return because जिसका 7 नंबर है ना, उसको पता ही नहीं उसका 7 नंबर. उसको ही नहीं पता कि उसका 7 नंबर है. उसको ये नहीं पता कि 41 equal to 7 और 42 equal to 7. तीन मार्केट चल रहे हैं. यूएस का अलग चलता है, यूपी का अलग चलता है, इंडिया का अलग चलता है. Many people don't know that India follow UK, not the US.
I think India, we are coming out with our own.
That's the recent news and it's going to implement in 2025 and that's the recent news. But many people in India don't know that we follow the UK parameter, not the US one. And we don't follow the Europe one, which is 41, 42. US run one number. तो इंडिया में फैशन में सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम ही D2C में है कि 40 to 50% रिटर्न आता है. तो आपने सारा इनोवेशन जो किया, good, keep on doing it. but think something about return का क्या करो, जो सारा का सारा दिमाग और सारा का सारा पूरी कंपनी रिटर्न ही मैनेज
And this is exactly why I wanted to speak to you even after. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll get a lot of good feedback from you, yes sir.
क्योंकि फैशन इंडस्ट्री में यही चल रहा है, पूरा रिटर्न ही रिटर्न चल रहा है. तो आपके लोगों भले ही जेन जी को मजा आ रहा है, they are seeing the reels and they are buying it. The moment it's not hitting, they are returning. Because 3600 किसी को अपनी साइड में पढ़ना अच्छी लगती है.
नहीं लगते हाँ. No, so one thing I will mention is, although I don't have the exact TAM for premium footwear, but the way we have calculated our SAM, depending on the ideal customer that we have focused over here, so Gen Z, women, for tier 1 cities, for people who are earning more than 30K. So this is where we have tried at least to answer that. Huh? No, but we will be offering down payment. So, okay, one story. So I want to share with you.
These are the feedbacks. I'm not.
It's only a feedback. You don't have to justify it.
Okay, sir. No, I'm not justifying. Okay, yeah, of course.
Sometimes we get in the mode we have to respond. Take the information absorbed and process it over time as you're able to. Because this is years and years of experience,
Yes.
which either we take today or we learn in the market ourselves over years and years.
Yeah. What happened with us? that-
I'm sorry. Let's have this conversation actually after the pitch.
Abhi is a pitching mode.
Sorry. My bad.
हम देखने लगे हैं, don't worry.
My bad.
एक मैसेज निकल गया. Oh no, अभी नहीं लिखा.
All right. Next question from Vidushi. You mentioned that a large part of your target audience is women. What sort of empathy mapping have you done to understand the inspiration or limitations of women when it comes to sticking to a slipper?
Sticking to a slipper. That's actually very good feedback. So till now, what we were thinking, we haven't really gone as the full. Oh, sorry, I'm very sorry. Yeah, this is it. So till now, we haven't dived as deep as you just mentioned, but now we will. But till now, what we were thinking is, we saw generally when we spoke to women, we generally saw that they are buying multiple pairs of slippers, and that is why we thought that okay, if the same slipper can have 2 or 3 different functionalities, that is where we can get our product on their hands. But now that you say this, I will take more feedback from you. And like by empathy mapping, like how do you, what do you have in mind?
I think again, given your target market and say tier 1 cities, right, and people earning more than 30,000 per sure, I would go about 60,000, right? I think there's this automatic assumption that I can afford 3 pairs of flip-flops or footwear, which is 3,000 each, 4,000 each, right? So why would I want to keep reinvesting in a single kind of footwear when I can have 3 different ones? And I think the second one comes from personal experience. I've been in Goa for 3 years. I bought a Neiman's footwear 3 years ago, and it's intact till date, right? So I think for that functionality, for me, when I have to step out in the rain, I have that one footwear which doesn't need any sort of a change. For any other sort of occasion, I have other footwear available. Even if it means a Hawaiian Astra. It is still cheaper than 3,000 if you buy it from outside. So I think just from that perspective, I want to understand if you've actually understood how women look at just having a variety of footwear.
Yes.
And of course, it's to do with clothing, it's to do with where you live, it's to do with your lifestyle. In Goa, as we all know, I don't think we need like 5 footwears because we all need flip-flops all day long. And we're barefoot half the time. Right? So I think just more understanding of that.
Thank you.
Question from Alok. Can we buy claspers with a subscription plan, say twice a year or thrice a year?
We want to get to that, but we are still figuring it out. I won't say that we have it figured out yet. But basically, a change of soles every 3 or 6 months and a change of top body once per year. That is what we have given a thought to. And if you take the subscription, you can just go to our website, get the changes, someone will come with the new ones and take your old one. But that is when the circular economy starts. And the logistics of that is quite deep and intense, so that is why we are not investing a lot of time into that now. We will get to that when we have more manpower supporting us and
question from Nilofar. Will you be offering trials and or easy returns?
Yeah, easy returns for about 30 days for return guarantee. If you don't like our product, give it back. Like the return thing has to be there. Without that, yeah, no one will buy. No one will buy.
Hey, it's a great offering for customers. Very bad deal for the company.
I know. Yeah.
कस्टमर के जैसे मत सोचो, कंपनी के जैसे सोचो.
And कंपनी के लिए सोच रहा हूँ सर, वो 30 दिन का नहीं रिटर्न नहीं होगा तो कोई नहीं खरीदेगा. They'll be like, oh, they don't take their things back. हाँ?
रुपये में एक और बुरी चीज है. बिकॉज वो कस्टमर ना एक दिन पहन के वापस करता है कि उसको काटता है उसके बाद. टी शर्ट तो ऐसे नॉर्मल ट्राई करके बनता है, यहीं पे करता वापस हो जाता है. टी शर्ट आप ड्राई क्लीन कर सकते हो, ड्राई क्लीन भी नहीं कर सकते. तो वो जो सोच
Small things to think about.
जो आपने स्टोर में प्लेस है, वो आपको नई जूते का रिप्लेस करके बेचना होगा, वो आप ही को डिस्कार्ड हो रहे होंगे. बहुत think through it.
Yeah, what we can, anyway, not the time, but yeah, I'll think through this. I have some ideas. Let's discuss, like, yeah.
Lots of suggestions. One suggestion from Varun. On unit economics, the fulfillment is nuts, not just for you but for all D2C. Long term suggests you look to bring that in-house will improve margins drastically.
Your fulfillment thing, you had mentioned it to me earlier as well, and I know it is actually not just like nearly 1/3 of the revenue that we are making. Unfortunately, I would say that Amazon has just become that place. One thing we can do is digital marketing and directing our customers directly to our website. That is always there. But Amazon has just become a place nowadays where, like, all the people, it's thoda sa free marketing to the ho jata hai. They take the money, I think, for getting all the people on one platform and making the entire thing happen, putting it into the hands of the customer. So we did some thinking over it and we realized because we have a premium product, maybe if we do it well, we will be able to make a margin for us. But yeah, I will take your suggestion and I will also let you know that we are working on our website very strongly.
And is it clothing and footwear more Myntra?
Myntra is also very good.
Myntra is, well, if you want to explore a US-based brand or new brands, very different.
Yeah.
So Myntra has a big collection.
Myntra is
if you
very
want to buy the commodity like Bata, Vata, and Flipkart and Amazon, you know better.
No, but Varun, I just wanted to know we are putting in deep thought behind this so that we know that how to make our margins bigger. If we can do it through the website, jayenge towards
Margin
Amazon.
bigger or cost lower?
हाँ,
He's making
either.
a cost argument also that
Yeah.
3,000 रुपए की चप्पल मुश्किल है. 3600 क्या था?
With the tax and all, see, at the end of the day, we will put it into the hands of our customers for 2,999, and then we will have to reverse engineer our economics back. But at the end of the day, 3,000 में हाथ में आ जाएगा. So, Crocs, for example, they are selling their slippers also for 3,600, and their Indian market is quite strong. Like, it's not, but yes, they do have the advantage over us. They are Crocs. We are a new brand coming in, so we'll have to do our marketing and branding very well for that.
Alright, moving to a question from Priyanka. My challenge with slippers has mostly been with the top. Sole has never been any issue. Any solution thoughts here?
We want to get to that eventually though, but we are not thinking about that right now. We want to not just bring the modularity of the slipper to the soles, but also to the straps and the insole. Because two of the next innovations that we are working on, one is the stability sole for pro athletes that I explained. By the way, Shayaman was the one who told me that will have a huge market, right? So that is one, and the second thing is we are also working for people with flat feet, right? So even the insoles, we want to bring modularity to that. I hear you. A lot of people give me this opinion that soles का उतना नहीं है, लेकिन straps में change चाहिए, design change चाहिए. We are looking into it. We will get it done eventually. Yeah.
Alright, that was the last question. A suggestion from Varun. The transition from SAM to SOM is best done by understanding the distribution channels available to you versus just taking 5%, which doesn't inspire confidence as a methodology. Just a suggestion.
Oh. I'll comment on it.
Alright, those were all the questions. Prakash, do you want to add something?
Please comment.